We back up in this bitch.
If they wanted to take it outside in the parking lot, the ex-wife and her homegirl would have been well within her right to put a little beat down on the mistress.
Oh my
Word.
God, I just want to get on this mic and talk to my girls.
We still got some fucking ninjas out here that don't know no
Hmm.
better.
How dare you? You think that it's appropriate to take a woman, a young woman who is still a minor, and put her in front of the congregation to apologize?
Him, he just a ninja. I mean, he was cheating from the door. She said it. He didn't give a shit about nobody but himself.
We might find out some shit tomorrow that we had no idea. So I'm just gonna sit and wait.
Listen, something don't smell right to me, but I'm going to mind my business. But I'm not because I want to know what y'all think.
So stop acting like, oh, we're not taking handouts. Bitch, you are a handout. You taking our money.
Hey, hey,
That
hey, welcome
cracks
to
me
Three
up.
Aunties and a Mic, the podcast about grown folks ish. I am your girl V with the T. I have with me Weekday with the Everyday Drama and Miss Bookworm with the Read. What's up, ladies?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's
How
going
you
on?
doing?
Just
We're
Bookworm, you
making
making.
looking all
s-
tanned and stuff. I see you over there.
Oh, that Mexico. Well, now I can talk about it. Yeah, I went to Mexico. Me, my husband, and my children, except for one. He backed out for all the reasons everybody else would have backed out. But we
Hmm.
went, we had a wonderful time. We were there for 7 days. It's a different kind of hot in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
the clouds don't believe in being around. So it's just straight sky, sun, you. and that's it. So we had an amazing time. So that's where we went for spring break, and spring has sprung, and I'm happy the weather is, changing. I'm itching to plant flowers, but I know I have to wait. In Jersey, we have to wait until after the last frost, which is really tricky here. So we have to wait until it's always safe to say after Mother's Day, but I'm like itching because my hospices are coming up and everything. And, but I'm going to wait a little bit. But spring has sprung. The allergies are allergying it. I wake up sounding like McGruff the crime dog. And between all of us in this house, all five of us, we sound like god awful machines, just snitting and snotting and carrying on. And it's awful. So we are going through Benadryl, but nonetheless, I'll take it for this beautiful weather.
Yeah, yeah. I have an alarm on my phone so that I don't forget to take it. Because if I forget even one day to take my allergy medicine out here with this Georgia pollen, I can
Oh,
forget about it.
oh,
So I have an alarm in my phone so because I can't forget that.
nah,
It'll mess up my
say
whole week.
we need it. Yeah, we just sounding all nasty. Forgive me. I didn't need to give y'all an example, but I digress.
It's all good. What's going on with you weekday?
Just tired.
You
Exhausted.
tired?
Oh,
I'm exhausted. Yeah, these last 4 days have been kicking my ass. I'm like, okay, I need a break. But I got so much to do, and I got things to get planned to plan for. So I decided, being ambitious, let me clean this garage. Get rid of the
oh.
old. It's time for spring cleaning. Girl, I think my back has hurt since I started this Saturday. Finished it on Sunday. Not really finished because I got stuff in the front of my garage. I need somebody to come and take it, haul it away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Call
why.
them.
I'm trying to find some people on Thumbtack to haul it away. I just want to. I don't care how much it costs at this point. Haul it away. It's
Oh,
gotta
we'll
go.
talk
Mm-hmm.
afterwards.
Okay.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta get somebody to haul it away. So By the time I went to bed on Sunday, I was so, oh my God, my back was hurting so badly. I cried. I mean, literally
Yep.
tears. Because I'm telling you, it has been a merciful. So then today, yesterday, I said, okay, don't do no extra work. Focus on getting my merch done. Because if everybody like to know, I'm going to be in Camden, New Jersey, doing my
Oh,
sneakers and stacks. Yeah, I'm doing a mini session at Camden High School on April 25th from 10 to 12, excuse me, 10 to 2. The AKAs are
oh,
sponsoring the Black Business Expo. So that's when I'll be there. But we're doing sneakers and snacks, just mini sessions to get people comfortable and understanding what we do. So that's what I've been working on merch, everything from top to bottom. But other than that, girl,
cool.
listen, it's just been, I'm like, the day I was supposed to be doing that. Well, of course, I go outside, I go out there, I cleaned the garage, right? Cleaned all, so nothing's on
Mhm.
the floor pretty much except for some paint cans. I went to go take the recycle out. I go and I said, "Oh, since I moved that recycle, let me sweep." Knocked over a can
See?
of paint. I'm like,
On the floor.
on the floor, girl. Do you know
What
how
color
hard it
is
is?
it?
White. It was
Yeah,
white.
keep it.
I
Well,
was gonna
keep
say
going.
paint it. Paint
Keep
it white.
I
going. It's
I was like,
yours.
I said, you know what? I'm
I
do
mean, we
plan to
paint.
paint
Well,
it.
my husband uses his garage as a man cave, so he always paints the garage floor gray to, go with his giant thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would
I,
just, if it's white, I would just go ahead and just keep painting.
but see, you got to remember, I still got all this stuff there, so I can't just do anything right now.
Oh
Thank God,
yeah,
It be a splotch. It be a
yeah,
splotch with some happy faces and some
or paint
stickers.
a circle and
girl,
put your
girl,
put
I
your
finally got the
logo in it.
power. I got the power. I
Yeah.
finally got the power wash to work. I was
Hmm.
power
Ah.
washing today. I just took a
I was
shower.
gonna tell you
I
take the dog prints and put the dog prints in the
Oh no,
and get his
she be
paw.
freaked out.
I had all kinds
I
of
would have made
stuff
something
ready
cute
for
with
you
it.
to do. Yeah.
You would
Or
have had
because
a
I'd
fit.
be like, fuck it. That's the shit that happens around these here
And then you know what?
parts.
It
Emotion
happened like
speaking.
45 minutes before I had a conference call, and I'm the person that scheduled the conference call, so I couldn't even back out.
Nope. Nope.
I was like, by that time, I was just like, that's what I've been doing all day, and then going back to doing a little bit of merch. I didn't get nothing done. That you know how Murphy's are, you never get anything done that you plan.
Uh,
So we'll see.
that's
Hmm.
I've
it.
been trying to stay out of these streets so people don't push my patience. Cause girl, baby,
Yeah, it's
I
tough
had.
outside, honey. It's
Let me
tough.
tell you
It's
something.
tough out
Let me
there.
tell you something. Last week, some neighbor called me a Karen. I was like, "Oh, bitch, you don't even know me. Don't let me catch you on the street." See, I don't like keyboard
Was
cowards.
it on
If
was
you,
it on face was it on your
uh,
Facebook?
yeah,
The
The
thingy?
yeah,
Facebook group.
yeah. Cause I
Yeah.
complained. I complained about these same neighbors
Was you acting
last
like a
year.
Karen weekday?
No, these same neighbors from last year decided to have a
What you
DJ this year for their
uh,
party. Okay, how you
They done
having a
took it up
DJ?
a
I'm like,
notch.
why? I'm like, why am I feeling like I'm at a block damn party? And so I made
you
a
felt the
typo that
vibration.
I made a typo saying I called the emergency number, and she was like, "You don't be calling the emergency, Natalie Morello, yeah, bitch.
Lord
You
Jesus.
you on the docket for me. You're on the docket. I'm gonna call your name out. You're on the docket. I didn't go back and forth with you because that's not who I am. I had to tell you when you told me that. I said, listen, when you uncouth, this is what you do, right? But Natalie, I had made a typo. I came back and said I made a typo because
Oh, Nat.
all these other
So you
neighbors were
didn't
like,
call 911. You called the
no,
non-emergency
not
number, but it was
emergency
a
number. Yeah,
typo.
it
I
was a
got
typo.
you.
And so I put the number. I said, Natalie, I didn't want to kill your fun because you had a lot to say. But Natalie, I live in this neighborhood, bitch. And let me tell you
Uh-oh.
something. You on the
I know
fucking
you did
docket.
too.
You're on the fucking docket, and I'm home all day, baby. I'm good for this. So I'm putting you out there. If anybody hear about it, let Natalie know. And guess what? And bitch, I post my address on the damn thing.
um
So just slide on
Natalie
the
by.
done
aunties and
blocked
the
you.
mic does not
Natalie done
condone
blocked
violence.
her. Natalie
Three
done
Aunties
got
out.
and the
scared
mic does
and
not
blocked
condone
her.
You don't
violence.
want this smoke. You don't call me a Karen.
She's
See, don't call
scared.
me out my name. Don't call me out my name. I'm okay with you saying, why you calling the cops or whatever. I didn't realize that's what she was so focused on. Like you're calling,
Right.
but no, but I'm gonna say this. First of all, one of the other neighbors said, seriously? Yeah, because you out of pocket, boo boo. And then these other neighbors like co-signing her. I don't know if y'all are the biggest idiots in the world, and I'm gonna call y'all out too, because people reading is fundamental.
Well, that
You didn't read
is
what and you
right
didn't come
there.
back to read what I said, and you don't even live on this block to know that I was putting up with that shit. So anybody that knows where I live at, I see the backyards of rentals. Okay,
And
the
it
Why they got to
backyard.
probably,
be rental? Why they got to be rental?
I
Because that's
As a
all they are. Because
renter,
I know
why it
because they
got to
are
be
the
out the
rentals.
backyard of the rentals? Why you just can't say I sit in the backyard? My backyard sees the people that was partying, and
No, no,
so
no.
it
My
was
backyard does not see the
vibrating my
people.
windows.
Okay, my
because
backyard
her
only
birthday
sees
is
the
next
only.
month
Wait, let me tell you
and
something.
she's going to
Okay,
say it like that. Tell her,
but let me say
weekday,
this. First
my
of all, let's
birthday
correct
is
you.
next month, and that's the only
But
way
I'm
I
gonna
know
correct
how
you,
to
V.
express it.
I'm gonna correct you, V. I have a path in my backyard, and I only see the over 55. In my front of my fucking house, I see
They
the
ain't
rental.
55.
Okay, and they ain't 55. And so when I'm seeing your backyard in the front of my house, when I can stare out my window and see the full clear back of your yard, I don't want you having a big old party with a DJ, and you don't that land is not yours. That's why I called it the rental. You don't own that, baby. You only own the pad. You up in the common area giving a party like we at the block party. I'm calling non-emergency. First of all, I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and my sister went to. Now I will tell you the fun thing we did. We went to the Netflix house for her birthday. It was fun.
Oh,
That was
did
fun.
you?
Yeah,
Oh,
we did. We
good.
did. Yeah, that
Tell
we
me,
went to
I'm
King's birthday.
considering it.
Oh, it was
Okay.
great. I think I like the virtual reality better than because I've already done an escape room, but the
Right,
VR
right.
was excellent. I enjoyed that. I mean, but it's pricey. It wasn't cheap.
Oh,
But we took my sister wanted to go. I think we paid. Me and my mom split the activities were like $280. We split it
jeez.
for three of us,
For three people.
for three people. But I mean,
Gotcha.
it was fun. It was fun. And so when I got back, I was so tired, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna. When I saw the commotion happening, it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock. I said, okay, I'm gonna go on upstairs, take me a shower, and jump in the bed. Because I said, I'm not
Huh.
gonna argue with you. I wasn't gonna sit in my living room because I can't sit in my living room with all that going on. I go upstairs. Don't you know I can hear it in my backyard?
Oh
And my
boy.
house is my bedroom's in the back of the house, and I said, "Oh no,
Right.
we're just not doing that into this right now." We put up with that last summer, and I said something that people did not like to hear me say. I said, "This is just I'm not really worried about the music, and I want everybody to be clear. It wasn't the music that concerns me. It's the chicks that were out in the middle with the red cups out in the middle of our street twerking. Nah, we're not putting up with this shit. Nah, you got the wrong neighborhood. You got the wrong people. So yeah,
The
that's why I called
rentals.
them the
The
rentals,
red cup rentals.
the red cup rentals. Yeah. Bringing their red cup shenanigans and the red cup red rowdies and the red cup ghettos. I
I
You
can't.
am
know,
cracking
Nah,
up.
nah.
I'm
Cracking
laughing
up.
at Bookworm, the other tours in this relationship, co-signing this mess. She done named
Yup.
the red. She done named the red cup twerking girl. She done gave him a whole nickname. I can't. Moving on.
But let's move on. Let's move on.
Ooh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my
So I'm gonna
goodness.
say it in the house to be a better person. That's all I'll say. I'm not trying not
if
to
if
leave and
they
go out in the world. Mm-mm.
but wait, let me say this. If they popping off in Easter, oh, it's gonna be a
That's
long
what I say. Summer. That's
summer.
why I had to nip it in the bud. I said we're gonna nip this in
Right.
the
That
bud
was Easter.
today. That was
They
Easter.
twerking
That
for
wasn't even
Jesus.
Easter. Yeah, I don't know what they were twerking for. But I don't even know if they would think it was Passover because it was Passover during that time too. But I knew none of
Woo.
them looked Jewish, so let me put it that way. Nobody looked Jewish in that crowd. Okay,
I
all
cannot.
righty.
I cannot.
Okay.
Whew. Well, I ain't had that much excitement. I ain't been on no vacation. I ain't been. I've been twerking, but can't nobody see me twerk because I'm in my house
Right.
twerking by myself. And yeah, so I ain't had all that going on. My daughter, she is officially a nurse, got her first job and everything, and so she's working like a later shift.
Oh.
So
Mhm.
the boys and her are gone till like 11:30 midnight. And
Yeah.
so I've been feeling like a little empty nester over here. Like my husband
Oh,
and I have been going out, and there's a lake
That's
in
nice.
our subdivision, so we took a little walk yesterday, stopped and chilled at the lake for a little. And then we
oh.
randomly was like, we want some pizza, so we got in the car. We to the
See,
pizza
see,
place. I
see,
said, "This is
see.
nice."
You done forgot. You done forgot.
Yes, I did forgot because I'm always up in them grandbabies' faces and my daughter's face.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so yeah, so that was nice. So let's get into it. Before we get into the shenanigans,
Ah,
we're we're gonna introduce bookworms or reintroduce bookworms segment. We used to do her segment back in the day, but then we kind of veered off and we get to talking and stuff, and we don't
and
get to
that
her
was it.
segment. So I'm trying to be a better host. Y'all. I've been working on not being as trifling this year. I don't know if y'all noticed, people that have been listening to us for a minute. I've been coming with names. Now I don't know about dates and location, but I've been coming with names. Y'all need to give me some
Well,
credit.
that's
I've been
all right.
improving.
That's all right. You got it. You got it.
So, with that
Baby
being said,
steps.
before I get to running my mouth, we gonna make sure that we get bookworm segment in. So bookworms, the name says it all, right? We're gonna talk about books. We're gonna talk
I
about history.
love it.
She's
Yeah.
a book lover, a history buff. So that's gonna be what she do. We're gonna put an auntie twist to everything we talk about. So I'm gonna name this segment "Read the Room."
Oh, I love it. I
Read the
love
room.
it. That is awesome. I love it. Well, welcome again. So, I love, love, love to read. A magazine, a brochure, a doctor's office pamphlet. Hate to see me coming because I'm picking it up. I'm nosy. So
Hmm.
the first quarter of this year really came in hot for books, and I'm getting that spark again. Life was lifing, and I took a big hit this past year, and being a full-time caregiver. So my auntie is doing much better, and I'm back to having a little bit more time on my hands. So I'm thinking, well, I'm getting back into my love. So first quarter came in hot in the memoir department, and that's where I'm kind of at now. That seems to be my genre of choice if it isn't historical fiction. I'm really into the vibes of like autobiography, memoirs. Like I said, I'm nosy and I love a good documentary. So put that all together and here we go. So I just want to list a couple of books that came out the first quarter that I guarantee you a lot of us didn't know, but that's why I'm here. So I know in February, Teddy Riley, he was on the interview circuit and going a couple of radio stations and blogs. So he has a memoir out called Remember the Times. So that came out in February. Um, Two Chains came out with his The Voice in My Head is God, and I actually have the hard copy of this and started reading it on vacation. And it is a very quick read, as you can see. I'm not quite finished it yet, but it's so good. Who would have thought? But it's a really, really good book. And it just made it onto the New York Times bestsellers list.
Wow.
So shout out to Two Chains for that. Cory Booker, who is a senator. representing New Jersey. His
Mhm.
book for the last 2 weeks has been on the New York Times bestseller list. It came out in March, and that's called Stand. I don't have that yet in the physical, but oh yeah, about 4 months ago I joined Audible too. So now that Audible's getting my money, you best believe I'm going to be listening to a few books. So I'm doing it that way as well. Arsenio Hall, he just made the New York Times bestsellers list this week. His book came out last month, and it's, self-titled Arsenio, and he is telling all of it. If you want
I
to
need to
talk
get
about
that
a
book.
70, yes, I have it on Audible because I need to hear him say it. Oh, so that's going to be my next one. But hey, he's 70 years old and he has no fucks left to give. And he's telling it all. And I was a very huge fan of Arsenio and his
Me too.
his nighttime show. So yeah, by the time we get to the next podcast, believe me, I've already will have wrapped that one up.
He be like,
Um,
woo, 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 woo.
right, exactly. Um,
Yeah.
Christine Applegate. I'm actually okay. So my
Oh yeah.
husband is a die hard what
Married with
is it?
children fan.
Married with Children. Like there's not a day that he does not watch and if you know my husband, you would have never have thought that this man would like a show like this. Oh, it's his favorite. Has the DVD catalog of it, all of that. So, Christina Applegate, her book came out in March, and it's called "You with the Sad Eyes," and this is reflections, and it's a memoir as well. She's been diagnosed with multiple MS, multiple sclerosis, back in 2021. So this is her story. I don't have that, but that is one on my radar. Today they announced that in October, I think it's October, later on in the fall, Little John's book is coming out. And it's called I Only Shout So You Can Hear Me. And that's supposed to be coming out in the fall. So I'm definitely getting the hard copy of that,
Yeah.
unless he's doing the Audible. I'm on that heavy. Can you imagine? And we saw him perform on the Rock the
Yeah.
Bells cruise. So that my last one, well, I want to talk about, not talk about, but I just want to re-shout out this book right here. And then I have one more that I want to segue into. Um Congratulations on Wu-Tang making it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And so check out his book. He wrote this book a
I've
couple
been
of years ago.
I've been binge
Raekwon,
watching their
their
series
Hulu
on.
story. Oh, don't you
Yeah.
love it? I
Because I
love it,
had
love it, love
started
it.
it maybe like when it first came out, but I had so much going on in that time of my life that I couldn't focus on it like I want to. So I just started binge watching it again.
So that
Yeah.
is what I have now. This is a little shout out. This is how much of a problem I have. Some people shop for shoes, some people shop for purses. I shop for books and I don't need a reason. This book was trending on threads because of the cover. It's
Mhm.
a young adult. Did you remember hearing or reading something about this? But it's a young adult novel, and the problem with it is, the 8x10s did not really care for the cover and the jacket and the cowboy and the representation, and it got so much heat. I did not get down to the bottom of it. I really just coasted through some of it enough to know that I ordered it and it was at my house the next day. Fuck all who had something to say. I got that girl a sale. And
That's
my
right.
last one, and let's talk about this one, but shout out to Brandy. for her book, her memoir, Phases, which
Mhm.
is new on the New York Times bestsellers list this week. So shout out to Brandy. She has a book, and it's caused a lot of talk
It has.
amongst the folks. And it brings up the times that were, and the things that were going on back then, and how wrong it was then, but it wasn't frowned upon like it is
Mhm.
now. The climate is different and all of that. And she told her story, and her story does not align with Wanya Morris's story on their relationship. There was a age difference of about 6
Mhm.
years.
Yep,
Mhm.
I think she was like 15
And he was
Right.
20
And
something.
she
and he
tells
was
a
like early
difference.
20s.
20,
Mhm.
yeah. And she tells a slightly different story, her story from her perspective. Um, and it's much different than the story he has told in interviews that have been dug up, you know. So it's her story respectfully, and his interviews are, it's
Cringe.
cringy now. And
Mhm.
I'm going to say now it's
Mhm.
cringy because that was, I had a similar story. So it's cringy now that I'm a little long in the tooth and a mother of a daughter. So, but Brandy was not in any different relationship than I was in at that age. So you
Mhm.
can, the debate is there. The
Mhm.
debate is there. It's wrong, and it was wrong in a lot of people's eyes, especially adults. But boy, oh boy, think about it now. What was, I want to use the word condoned very, very lightly, because
Mhm.
that might not be the word, but that's the expression, because it was literally okay amongst the grown folks
Yep.
that
Mhm.
younger girls were dating older, younger men. The younger men, but nonetheless too old to be. Damn it! I double dog dare somebody 22 coming
Mhm.
up in my house talking about they're taking my daughter to the mall across the bridge,
Right.
and they're 16, 17, and you a whole grown 22, 23-year old man. Then the lies start. But who's
Mhm.
telling the lies and who's believing the lies? So it's all, boy, oh boy. It's a nice conversation to have.
It is.
I mean, but she's been saying this for a long time. This was,
Her story's
I felt
never
this,
changed.
her story never
Mm-mm.
changed. She brought this up a long time ago, that, and he's like trying to, say kind of like she was crushing on him, and that, you know he wasn't feeling that way about her, that it was kind of like a crush, a young crush. No, brother, you're 22. she
Hmm.
she was a kid. Yeah, kids do crush. I mean,
Mhm.
I've crushed
We
on an
done it.
older guy. Yeah, I mean, this is nothing new. I just think that don't come and act like this is something where you're trying to say, oh no, I'm so innocent of it. I question, in that industry, I question everybody's integrity at this point. I
Everybody.
re-
Mhm.
Yes.
everybody. So
And not even in the industry, weekday, period. That 80s, 90s
Yep.
period. Question, industry or not, It was going on in the inner city. It was
Yeah,
going on in the urban, you know.
you're not lying.
Yep.
It was going on in the suburbs. We would come on. It
Yeah.
was going
Yeah, I mean,
on in
I
the
dated.
churches.
I was 25 years old. Was dating somebody 39. I know. I'm not. That really no. It does. It
Well,
happens.
see,
And
but you,
at
yeah.
25, yeah, at 25 I was. I mean, but even at 16, 17, I was approached by somebody that was 21. He had his own
Hmm.
place. I mean, even though you guys think, oh, well, that's not that old. Yeah, it really is
It
because
Oh,
we
it
still have
is.
that.
is. It
We
is. It
are
is.
still living this
Now,
immature life. Like we're
Hmm.
all thinking, and I'm not saying she wasn't starry eyed for that man and like thought, oh, he's gonna, I'm gonna be the one, we're gonna be together. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he's that I'm saying that stop stop throwing things under the rug. Like this is not acceptable. And we need to watch this behavior. I mean, if we just and we
we
see this
need to
coming full
stop it.
circle again.
We need to stop it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Like
And it's true.
what I can't even tell the story. Oh, how was my son 18 going to his senior prom? Oh, mom, what pictures? You got pictures from your senior prom? Nope, didn't go to my senior prom. Went to my junior prom. Oh, why didn't you go to your senior prom? What am I supposed to tell my kids? Because my boyfriend at the time had graduated high school at least 4 years ago,
Mhm.
and there was no way in holy hell he could pick me up from school, but he couldn't take me to my prom.
Mhm.
That was that you just can't, like, and I'm supposed to tell that too, but that was the time. But I betcha, I betcha the buck stopped there.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And that, but it was it ah damn it, I don't
It was
want to say
okay.
it was well received because it was wrong.
But it
My daddy
was.
knew it was
It was
wrong,
well.
and my
It was.
grandmom knew it was wrong. Then
Yeah.
I
I
was
mean,
coming home
but
from
if
high
it's,
school with a ring on my finger, 18, and I'm
it was
fitting,
well
oh, I'm
received back in the
engaged.
day.
Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
can we say it was well received, or it
I
just
think we
wasn't
can.
a
I think we
I
issue,
think we
can.
can.
I
I
think
think
we
or
we
it's
can
can.
one
say it
and
I
the
was
think
well
you're
same?
right.
received. They're one and the
I
same.
think
I think, you
mhm.
Yeah.
know.
I think that people thought that was, like, oh, he's older, but he's more mature. He
Hmm.
can help take care. We, I keep saying this. I'm going to
There
keep
you
going back
go.
to
Bingo.
Hmm.
this.
Hmm.
Is the problem. Need to stop thinking of the 50 housewife, and we need to start moving from that process. This is why, and we'll talk
Yep.
later about this, right? This is why we see more and more young women getting in abusive relationships because they're seeing something that we've always been told as women, as young women. It's like, oh, but he seems like a nice guy. He got a good job. He seems like he could take care of you. This, that, and other.
Mm-hmm.
That was of my grandmother's years, but we saw in that time it wasn't as great as they were saying it when they were dealing
Nope.
with it. And so
Right.
now, as we're moving forward, we need to stop telling our young women, you gotta find a guy that can afford to take care of you. No, take first of all, learn to love yourself. Number one, learn to take care of yourself. Number two, find someone that you and them can be equally yoked. Number three.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you guys need to know what that means because equally yoked biblically means something different than equally yoked when people talk about it verbally. Get to
In
understand what it
life,
means. That's right.
biblically
Hmm.
is biblically.
That's right.
Right.
Life
Yes.
be
Is
lifing.
yes. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So understand
With
the
a
difference.
partner, it even that and let you have a partner out there. Life be double dogging
Mhm.
you. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's important to recognize, and as a mom of young adults who are 20 and 22, and they're adults, right? But their brain is not fully developed, and they show me that on a daily basis by some of the decisions they make or some of the things that they say. And I'm constantly having to remind myself, you they're not where you're at. Like
Right,
they're
right,
still it's still working, they're still building up there. Um
right.
when my husband is 4 years older than me. There's a lot of people whose husbands or spouses are older than them. However, there's a difference between being with someone that's 4 years older than you when you are an adult versus when
Mm-hmm.
you are a teenager. At
Yep.
15 years old, a 15-year-old and
Shit.
a 17-year-old, let's just say 15 and 17, two teenagers, they don't compare. A
They don't.
15-year-old and a 17-year-old is having someone with two kids 2 years apart. I can tell you, until
They
they
ain't.
both be about 17, 18, they different.
Not
And
even
so
then.
when you're dating, and I understand too that men mature not as fast as women. So that's why a lot of
Right.
times women do end up with an older man. But at 15 and 22, that's not about maturity.
At
That is a
all.
young, that is a child, and
Kid.
you are an
She was a
adult.
kid.
You are allowed to drink. You are over the age of 21. Like,
You know,
You could
she's
go
in
to the
high school or
casino.
middle
You could go
school,
to the
and you're
club.
right. You're not obligated to go to school. She obligated by the state to
by
be
the
in that
law.
school building. You know what
By
I'm
the
saying?
law.
So I just think that it's important to recognize that. But I do agree. I think Bookworm, you had said this back in the 80s and 90s. This was the norm. Her
It
manager was her
was.
mother. Her mother was fully aware. Everybody around her, we were all fully aware. Of that
Hell.
relationship. I was
Yes.
a Brandy lover. Like when we went to the Brandy and Monica, like weekday was team Monica. I was team Brandy all day. Okay.
Mhm.
I love me some
Please
Brandy.
remind me. Please remind me who somebody went to the prom with Kobe. Was that Brandy?
That was
It
Brandy.
was
Yes.
Brandy. Yep.
Mm-hmm. That was Brandy.
That
Yes.
was Brandy. You're right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I think somebody would
So,
say, "Oh no, her mother was so strict, she wouldn't allow that." And I'm like,
but the
okay,
stricter, you'd be surprised because back in that day, the stricter
Yup.
parents, the stricter grandparents did allow that for the same reason you just
yeah,
mentioned, weekday, because it was security, because you got you a
Yup.
man. Remember when she got pregnant and she lied about being
yeah.
married? She
Yup.
did all of that because her mother was so strict. She felt embarrassed and ashamed. So she felt like she had to come up with these lies to, justify her current situation. And I
Which
think
was
as she got
ridiculous.
right, and I think as she got older and she got more mature, right? Because as we all done some stupid stuff when we was children. Because again, our brains ain't developed,
Child.
right? We done done some stupid stuff in
Mm,
our 20s. But
I
as you
need
start to
supervision
mature,
now.
mhm.
as you start to mature and you start to think about your life, you like, damn, I can't believe I did that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm
Oh
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
right.
as she having a daughter and she's raising this daughter as a single mom,
Boom.
she started thinking about that relationship and was like, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Having a daughter will test your whole past and the
Yes,
way you
it.
thought back then. And I have to catch myself with my own because I'll be like, shit, back then and I gotta be like, hold on, you gotta get this girl out of high school and out your face before you
Mm-hmm,
can start sharing these war
right.
stories. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm,
And I,
and that's what
mm-hmm,
makes me say, oh damn,
mm-hmm.
like
but I think the other part,
child.
and you're saying something that's true, Miss Bookworm, is that we first of all, people think. I remember my mom saying this all the time. I brought this up to my sister. We we were your age at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
And I think that we say it a lot. And we don't say it as often as we used to say it, right? As we used to hear it. Like I was your age at one point, and it's kind of like, and I know me and Via talked about it. It's like this coddling. We got to get our young people better and understanding that the world is not their oyster, and that they're gonna have to deal with what the world brings you, and sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it brings you shit. And
Yeah.
what do you
And
how
you got to
what do you
grind it out.
that's right. Yep. How what do you make out of shit? You got to figure it out. You got to figure out how do I get and move. The movement has to happen, and I think at this point we're seeing a lot of missteps, right? And I'll say this every day: there's no book on parenting. I'm not a parent, and I don't think there's
Mm-mm.
any bad parent. And in terms of some of the decisions you might make, might not be the smartest decisions as a
There's some bad
parent,
parents.
but I mean, there could be. I mean, in terms of, well, I think a lot of times, and we were just talking about how you know, we start seeing parenthood and really the black family start to die itself out in the 80s, right? That's when crack came about. People had all that in their
Broken
homes
Mm-hmm.
homes.
and the broken
Yeah.
homes. So when I say bad parent, even though it's easy to say, yeah, we do know there are some bad parents, we also have to say what was the parenting like for them? And
Yep.
Right.
where do we go from there? So it's this brokenness.
We could have a whole podcast
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
a separate. Yeah, but it's this brokenness that we really just need to make sure that we center ourselves around. And like you said, Miss Bookworm, you got girls. V, you got girls. Um, it's more important we sit them down more than we do probably the boys.
Yeah.
I think
A
it's.
lot
I
more.
Oh,
think. Mm-mm, mm,
oh,
I
it's
agree and
different.
I
It is.
disagree. I think
It's
they both need
different.
to be set down for different reasons. I think that this is what I feel like, I feel like
Or
you
a
said, in the
different
80s and 90s,
conversation. It's
right, for
definitely a
different
different
reasons.
conversation. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But it's
But
a
I think
conversation nonetheless.
exactly. I totally agree with that. I think, back in the 80s and the 90s, to your point, Weekday, the crack, epidemic was on a rise and there was a lot of things going on. And I think also during that time, there was a shift, right? There was a shift from what our grandmamas told us that we need to take from a man and we need to do, and from men being what they were taught back in the day to be a provider, this, that, and the, there was a shift during the 80s and 90s, along
Uh huh.
with the crack
Yup.
epidemic.
You know
And
what had
that,
happened? The women had to go to work. And
yes,
Yep,
then we were the latchkey kids.
that's right.
But
Yep,
our
right,
grandmothers didn't go to work. They were
exactly.
right,
in the home
right,
raising them kids. But we couldn't, we
right.
weren't being raised.
And then our
MTV was
generation came
raising me.
along. Right,
Yup.
exactly. But then
The
our
streets were
generation, I feel
raising me.
like when we came along, yeah, when we came along in our generation and we started to grow, get older, and we started to, you know, become adults and things like that, we did things different. Like even when
We
they talk
did.
about how women are the most educated, we started going to school. We started getting license and trades and things like that. And we
First
also,
generation educators.
yes, a
Yeah,
lot of us are.
Educated. I'm sorry.
Right. A lot of us
Educated.
are.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew what you
Yep.
meant. Yeah. And I
yeah.
feel like we have decided we want different for our children because we were those latchkey kids. We were those kids that didn't have a childhood because we were
Nope.
raising our siblings, we was raising our parents, half of them was out on crack, we raising everybody, you know what I mean? And so we wanted something different for our children. We wanted our children to be children. And to Weekday's point, I think we kind of we have the finances and the ability to provide for them more than our family could provide for us, and to give them some
Yep.
stability. And I feel like the black family, even though it's still not talked about enough in my opinion, is you're starting to see more men and women in the household than you did
Oh
back in the
yeah.
80s and 90s, even though
Oh
people
yeah.
still want to have the
I agree.
statistics say otherwise. But
Hmm.
No, I
because we
agree.
have all of those things available to us now, we've given that to our children. But I think that there has to be a fine line about, to Weekday's point,
Balance.
giving them what we didn't have, but also making sure that they understand just because we can afford to give you this lifestyle. Like my children had
You still
passports and was getting
responsible.
stamps. Yeah,
Yeah.
as
But you
teenagers,
still got to
that
be
you still
responsible. Yup.
responsible, and that this world is not fair. And I am
Mm.
big on,
No.
like, I've always raised my children with cause and effect. If you do this, this will happen. So even though you have some nice things and you're able to live a life of some comfort, you're not a latchkey kid, blah, blah, blah. Life is not fair. And you have to understand that. And you can't whine and complain because something does not go your way. And I
Uh-huh.
think that that's important to, you know, we're still learning. And to Weekday's point, nobody's a bad parent. We're all learning, we're all adjusting, and a lot of it has to do with our childhood trauma and what we're trying to avoid, from happening to our
Mhm.
children based on what we went through. So
God
I
knows.
think that as you mature, you start to have those aha moments. And I'm sure that's what happened with Brandy. She was like, wait a minute, I got this daughter over here.
Mhm.
Hell no, she ain't gonna be 15 dating no 22-year-old. What? Wait, I can't believe they was letting me do this, And so
Right.
she's
You're
able to
right. And
talk
she
about it now
told
that
it.
she's
Good
mature.
for
She's like,
her.
wait a minute, that wasn't okay,
Mhm.
But
Right.
It
one thing I
wasn't right. It wasn't right. It seemed like it was okay at the time that it was being done, but the reality is, once, like you said, once she had her own, she like, wait a minute, that
This
that
is
mm-hmm.
that
not
didn't feel
okay.
that didn't feel right. I mean, I was in a romantic relationship with a grown ass man. I don't care what
Yeah.
nobody says.
Now
She
It's
was
not
in a
okay.
romantic relationship.
I do want to
Yeah.
point this out though. This also shows the maturity of and why we need to have a different kind of conversation with our boys, right? Because the way
Hmm.
she's discussing this situation and the way he's discussing this situation at their big old ages now, he is still
Yeah.
acting like he is an immature 22-year-old.
Oh yeah,
Because I'm gonna
exactly.
give him, I'm gonna give him that. Right at 22, your brain still ain't developed either, and it's developing slower than hers. So I'm gonna give you that. But at your big old age, for you to be sitting on people's couches and saying the shit that you say
On a
about
national
this
radio
situation,
station. Yeah.
that's a whole nother problem, sir. Like I could forgive
Yeah.
what you did at 22, but
But you
what you
still
doing
acting
now?
silly. You still being silly.
Well, I
Come
just
on,
You
feel
bro.
like
clown.
how you demeaning. You had a you meant that you had a relationship with her. And you was doing
Mm-hmm.
what any 22 older guy was doing to a young girl. You were getting her totally infatuated, thinking a lot more to this relationship than it was. And then
Mm-hmm.
you went ahead and dumped her. Like, let's just call it what it is. That's what really
And
happened.
cheated on her, allegedly.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, but I'm saying at this big old age, you what in your 50s? I think you're. I think that mostly all the boys and men
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
are in their 50s, and you still trying to say it wasn't me. You trying to pull a Shaggy, sir? You're at this big old age. Who's
That you
convicting
can
you of
have
this?
accountability.
Yeah,
You can have
and,
Right.
accountability
and
because
so
you do have sons. He has
yeah,
sons.
yeah,
And
Mm-hmm.
it would be really a teaching moment if you would
uh-huh.
be like, you know what, at that time it was more
Different
acceptable, but it
time.
was
Yeah,
still wrong. And I should hold myself accountable for being an older man dating
mhm,
a kid.
And
And
taking
I
her virginity. Let's
apologize.
not forget
Right.
that.
And oh yeah, and offer some kind of like apology, or
yeah.
just be credible in your accountability. don't
And if
Yeah.
don't make it because it was acceptable then, but don't make it
yeah.
acceptable now.
Right. Right.
It was like the same thing. Like, oh, she didn't understand. Sir, you're 50. Y'all both are pretty much in your
You
50s,
could
and
understand
you're not.
now
You can
that it
I got
wasn't
understand
some
now.
right.
folks that
Yeah,
need to owe me an apology now
yeah.
that I
I got
think
plenty.
about it.
I got plenty. But I mean, listen, I'm not gonna go back over who shot John. But I think that
Mm-mm.
this is not the first time she said it. So everybody, first of all, you keyboard cowards out there saying she talking about no, she said this before. This is nothing new. She just wrote her book to talk about the phases of herself. But she did say
Right.
this. This
And
is
this was
not
a
new
major
conversation.
part of her life. I
That's
mean,
right.
if
Right.
you're writing a memoir and you lost your virginity to someone, I
Yeah,
could see you having that conversation in your
yeah,
book. So
yeah.
And
yes,
you
she's
Not
guys
with
probably
got a hit record. You two have a
right.
hit record
that's
together.
right.
We
Never.
can't, we
That's
can't
a phase
bury
in
that
her life.
lead. Right. We can't bury that lead there. So, there it's It's her story, and I'm so glad she finally got it out her way.
Yes.
Well, I am too.
So,
I'm glad she got to tell the story that she needed to tell for herself. And let's be
yes.
real clear. She needed to tell this and clear the air, not for him. This is about her, and I think that's
Her.
the point that everybody keeps missing. It's like this woman is not doing it, and she's a woman. She's not Brandy Prince, that was in the
Oh,
Wiz and all that stuff,
Cinderella.
or Cinderella. She is Brandy, the grown ass woman that's telling you, I had some hardships early on and in my youth that has brought me to this point. So bravo to her. That's what I will say. Bravo to
Mhm.
you, young woman,
Yeah.
because nobody wants to give you that opportunity to say, okay, I need to clear the air for me. This is not for everybody else. So
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this too, and then we're gonna segue into something else. There's a lot of talk about how she didn't open up enough in her memoir, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, they're saying that she didn't open up enough, and I haven't read it yet. But they're saying that
Mm.
she didn't open up enough, and I feel like this. First of all, she's writing a book about her life while
Yeah.
she is still here and she is still present.
Right.
There's going to be some things that you may not be ready to share. Those might be things that you might have another book set aside and written, like, okay, once I pass, you're going to put this one out.
Yeah.
Like, she's alive, she's still kicking, she has a
Right.
daughter. So even though she wanted to write a book and get some things out, and it's phases, her phases aren't over, and maybe there's certain parts of her life that she just wasn't ready to share with the public. And I feel like she is human and she has every right to share or not share however much of her life she wants. And I feel like writing a memoir is very therapeutic.
Oh, gosh, yes.
And so even just journaling is so therapeutic.
And
So
healing. It's
yeah,
so
so
healing.
whatever you need to do for you is fine, and if you can make it a bestseller and make some money off of it, why not?
Child, because
So
I'm going to read it. And shout out to Brandy for getting the star on Hollywood, too. Let's not
yes,
forget that. I
yes,
yes, and I
completely
saw the
forgot.
video
yes,
of that.
yes,
She
that
was
was
so
great.
cute. Like, oh, what do I do? Like, I was like, look at her. But
Moesha. Acting like Moesha.
yes. So I do want to talk about, it's about to be vacation season. I know me personally, my calendar is booked. I'm about to be out in these streets. Um
Yes.
I finally found some cheap airfare to Puerto Rico. I don't know how I'm getting home, y'all, from a
Oh,
cruise.
Lord.
Cruise leaving for Puerto Rico. I'm getting there. I found me some cheap airfare this week. But I don't know how I'm getting
Oh,
back.
good.
But I'll figure out how I'm getting back once the price gonna have to come down a little bit. Or that ship gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
take me somewhere else. Drop me off somewhere else. But
A detour, like 3 stops.
right. You can you kind of make a segue to Miami? I think I get some cheap flight back to Atlanta from Miami. Where you going next? Can I just stay on?
Right.
But
Yeah, really.
but I wanted to talk about these young ladies that have been, on vacation. So one, Denisha Delancey, she was I think she was 29, and she went on a trip, I believe, with her girlfriends. I don't think it was family. I think she went with her girlfriends. She was from Miami, and she went to St. Martin on a trip, and she met some guy, I think, at a club. And they hung out after the club, just the two of them. And I
Oh,
don't know what was going on, but somebody was out for him apparently. And so they got shot up in the car. And they weren't targeting her, they were targeting him. Um, and I just think it's important. And I'm gonna tell a story, another Puerto Rico story. So me and Bookworm
oh,
and a
yeah.
few of our girlfriends, we went to
Oh,
Puerto
boy.
Rico. So we had a couple of extra folks on this trip with us that we don't normally trip with. And so, they were vouched for. So we was like, cool, y'all can come, whatever. Well, apparently one of them met somebody at a hotel while they were waiting for us to land because we had access to the Airbnb. So they were waiting for us to land. So they were chilling at one of the hotels, drinking, having them a good old time or whatever. They got them a day pass. And they met someone that apparently was, from from near where they were from or whatever. I don't know. But they met some woman who
Mhm.
apparently has gone to Puerto Rico. She always back and forth to Puerto Rico, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, few days in, we about to, we having us a good old time. We come home from the Airbnb because we had kind of split up that day. Some went shopping, some
Yeah.
went to go, tours or whatever. So we walk back up in the Airbnb, and this homegirl that this chick that met is up in our pool. All hell broke loose because I don't play that. Like, our safety is at stake here. We are in a place that we are not from. We are renting someone's
Nope.
home.
Yup.
We are not in anywhere, in my opinion, where this is ever acceptable. And the fact that you thought this was okay now makes me feel like you can't go nowhere else with us because that's not how we roll.
At
And so it
all.
just brought right. And so it just brought up, hearing about this young woman and her losing her life just brought up certain things like there are there are certain rules, whether you going out to the club locally, whether you going on vacation, that should be followed at all times. Whether you with your
Hmm.
girlfriends, your man, your family, y'all come together, y'all leave
You
together.
leave
Y'all
together.
go to
Yep.
y'all don't you don't go off with no strangers, not even two or three of you going off with a random stranger. Nobody's going off with nobody's stranger. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not doing that. I remember when we were at Antigua, and the guy that worked there invited us to a club. I
Oh
don't mind
yeah.
I don't mind going to a club that's invited by somebody that works there, but he could still be a crazy man. What club are you inviting me to? Do they have a TikTok? Is this a legitimate club? Or is this your
What's
friend's
the
backyard?
website? What's the website?
I'm asking questions because just because you work for the resort don't mean you
Don't
ain't a
mean
kidnapper
nothing.
on after 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, we
You
can't
could
be
be on
doing
the
that on
prowl.
vacation.
You on the
Right.
prowl, robbing us, everything, or you taking us to a
And the
club and
way that
they in our and in our
right,
rooms robbing us. Cause we ain't going
right,
back to the rooms. We ain't at the hotel. They
right.
robbing us blind. Oh no.
No, so you have to make sure that it's great to go on vacation. It's great to when I'm a very frugal individual. I ain't cheap. I'm frugal. Okay, but when I am on vacation, all of that goes out the window because I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation from my regular day to day life. So whatever I want to do, I don't care how much it costs. If I can afford it, I'm gonna do it. Right. But there's a limit to being on vacation and on that vacation mode. You don't do stupid shit, people. You just don't.
You have to
And
be
I
safe.
think it's and if somebody in your group is choosing to do something, you are accountable for your friends. So you be like, no, we're not doing that. I mean, I've done that to my friends. I've had this one friend that she always wanted to go to the bathroom by herself. No, you're
Oh
not
my
going to the
God.
bathroom by yourself. I don't care how grown you think you are. You not no. We have a buddy system. Where's your buddy? She going to the bathroom with you. So, I just think it's important. There was another woman, and actually, um, God bless her, somebody that we know. She is a family member of someone that they're dating. But her name is Ashley Janae, and she was
Mhm,
out. She's 31. She was from Miami too, or not from Miami, but she stayed in Miami, and
mhm.
she was in Zanzibar with her fiance. Um, and she died. They're saying that she committed suicide. Um, we don't really know what's going on now. In that kind of a situation, it's a little different, right? Because she's with her fiance. She's not with a bunch of girls or just hanging out. And she went with some random man that she doesn't know. She went
Right.
out of the country with someone that she knew enough to be engaged to him.
And right, right.
So that one's a little different, but it's still, even when you're going out, when I go out of the country with just my husband, and I'd have been in this man's life for 30 years, everybody know where I'm at, what
Mm-hmm.
airline, what I'm landing. You gonna know that I landed. You gonna know I'm back at the airport to come home. You gonna know where I'm staying at. Like, I don't care. People need to know where you at, what you doing. There need to be check-ins. You need to be checking
Mm-hmm.
in with people so that people know that you're good. Apparently, they had some type of argument that, to the point where they had to be separated into two different rooms. And you gonna
Right.
tell me that this girl committed suicide? Somebody said she committed suicide in the motherland. Listen, I don't know, but all I'm saying is that we need to be diligent about our safety. People are, gas prices
Crazy.
high, people crazy, people got
They
a lot
just
going
they're
on,
on edge. They're
and
on edge. They're ready to explode at any given moment. Like anxiety is at an all-time high. Like people are on edge.
you know what
Everything
they
is
say.
just ugh.
Yeah, you know what they say. You don't know someone until their back is up against the wall. Like when you're going through a divorce, I always hear that the person that you married is not the person you divorce, right?
Divorce.
At
So,
all. At
and so I
all.
say that to say that even if you're out with your loved ones, make sure somebody back home knows your whereabouts. I always tell my daughters, I need to know, when they tell me they got a new friend, I need their number. These people don't know I got their numbers. They ain't never gonna know I got their numbers unless my daughter come up missing. I'm calling everybody. I'm naming names. I'm giving addresses. Like, I don't like, no. I need to know who you with, so that I can
Yep.
tell whoever I need to tell, this is who she was with last, this where they live, go check on
Listen,
them. Like,
something.
and I
Because
don't
the
care
goal
how
is
old
to
you
make it
get.
back home. The
Right.
goal is to make it back home.
Exactly. My
That
mom was
that's
almost
it.
70. She's a single woman. You going out on a date, I need to know that man's number. I need to know his full name. If you got a birthday, you can give me that too. Don't get in that man's car, but when he get out of his, you need to take a picture of that license plate.
Of a
I need to
license
know it
plate.
all.
Yup.
I don't care how old you get. And I just think it's important, to have some rules. So my question to y'all is, what is your number one vacation rule, like from a safety perspective? So weekday, what's your number one vacation safety rule?
I don't talk to strangers. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not being funny,
Mm,
everybody. I'm being real. Um, I've had those situations. I was with somebody in Vegas, and we wake up the next morning and wondering why the toilet seat is up, and it's supposed to be three women. So I'm gonna say this:
whoa.
are we using discernment here, people? I mean, at 20 something, yeah, I mean, we do some crazy things, but first of all, with the first girl that's in St. Martin, her sister and a friend and her went. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
her sister and friend went back to the room because this guy is like, when they were out at the club, he's spending, dropping money, whatever. But they didn't notice that in the cameras, they were catching these guys following him the whole time, right? They didn't know that in St. Martin. And I think that again we're back to this. He got money. He paying for drinks. He's doing this. Let's stop acting like we are so much in need that we're not great, we're not better than this. That we can't understand that yes, it's nice if somebody buys you a drink or whatever, but you know, to get turned up. And and listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, at my big old age, yeah, when I want somebody to flip my wig, hey, I'm gonna do it because I'm grown, right? But I'm gonna
Right,
be
right.
real careful about who I'm flipping my wig with, right? I
Right.
need to know some more information. And I'm not saying that was the plan. So please, I know people, her sister's like, oh, people are dogging me and dogging my sister. But you know what? We're gonna go back to what I said earlier. When we were growing up, we were taught the major thing was whoever you go with, you come back home with. You don't leave anybody behind and you tell them no. And so, but we've seen this. This is not the first time we've seen it. We saw this with Natalie Holloway, where the friends
Mm-hmm.
said they
And
left. We
Aruba.
see
Yup.
in
Yep.
Aruba. Okay, so
Yup.
this is nothing new, but it seems like people are not doing the minor thing. Major thing is listening. You're in another country, unfamiliar
Yup.
to you. I mean, I think
Yup.
UV sent me something what 2 months ago about the woman who said her daughter was coming
Yep.
back and she thought she was bringing back shoes, she was bringing
Jamaica.
back drugs, and they stopped her.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, I'm gonna say this to the women because I can't talk for the men because we're hearing too much about these young women. Women, where's your discernment? Why are you're on vacation? First of all, you paid for the vacation, so you out looking for somebody to be to play Big Daddy. Shit, if he was Big Daddy, he would have paid for you to get there.
Yeah,
It's
you
nice
you
to know
going
how.
about it all wrong.
Yeah, wrong. You're doing the backwards way of thinking it. I mean, and unfortunately she was not the target, but she was the target. Because what happens is if my grandma always said, you getting in the car with somebody you don't know what they into. We've seen this. This is nothing. I'm not saying that this shouldn't have happened. This never should have happened. And
Absolutely not. Yeah.
I hope that other young women that are watching this understand this don't matter. And I think Funky Geneva said it best. It doesn't matter if you're going to St. Croix or you staying down here and you going to Philadelphia with a bunch of
Amen.
friends. It's the
Mm-hmm.
It don't
same
matter.
thing. It doesn't matter. You don't know what
No.
people are into, what their lively is like. Their livelihood. It could be some crazy girlfriend or crazy wife that's after them. We don't know. I'm really sickened by the fact that we're seeing so many men harm women. So I'm going to move to the Tanzania thing. I listen. I'm not the judge or jury, but something don't smell right here. Something don't feel
Mm-mm.
right, and something don't smell right. But they said she was in an abusive relationship before. So I'm going to say these things. And I mean, and we're talking about the travel too. People show you signs that we try to ignore. So I've gone to places where I've gone out of the country, and most people know me. I've traveled all across America and North America and some other countries, right? For work. I see this a lot at work, so it's not new to me. That's why I can easily tell you. Um, I would go to dinner by myself, take a book, and somebody would say, "Oh, you want a drink? No, thank you." And I can tell you, I have been traveling for jobs since age 32. I will be 60 in May. And you just need to understand discernment. You need to know that I'm not familiar with you. I don't know who you are. And so I will say again, my biggest number one rule is I don't trust strangers. I don't talk to strangers. I'll say hi and pass a pleasantry. I don't need to know that, I live in California and I don't give a damn. Hi, and I'm going to keep reading that book by myself. And I'm going to keep enjoying my own company. And I think that's the biggest part for me is that I've traveled so much by myself that for me, traveling is very easy in terms of I can just go walk the beach by myself, be fine with it. I don't need you trying to sell me chiclets and whatever else, beads on the beach. Go on about your business. I'm okay here because I know that this is for my serenity and my tranquility is about me, and I'm not worrying about meeting new people. I'll
Yeah.
say it. And I'll say it for the people in the back. I got enough friends. I don't need to meet new ones. I'm gonna leave it right there for you to
That's
think
my
about it.
husband.
I'm leaving it right
What's
there.
Oh,
yours, Bookworm?
Yeah.
one, I have the gift of gab, so I'm always talking,
Yes,
talking, talking, talking,
she
talking, talking,
does.
talking. I'll talk to anybody. I don't give a shit. If I'm not talking, is something's wrong. Like my anxiety is through the roof or
Right.
something if I'm not talking.
I kind of
So, but
chuckled when she said that. When they said
I was
that, I
like,
kind of chuckled because Bookworm, for those that don't know, that's my road dog. We vacation a lot together, and
I
I'm like,
will talk to any old
nah,
body.
that's not about to be her number one rule.
No, no, because I'll talk to any old body because I need to find out some shit anyway. So whatever. So, but I am very, very observant, and I'm very hyper focused. One, on exits. I'm always knowing. I might not know how I got in this bitch, but I know how to get out of here. And that has been poured in. I was raised, my daddy was a Vietnam vet. So I was raised a little bit differently than most. But I'm hyper sensitive about my surroundings, what's going on. And once I know what I need to know, which happens the first 10 seconds of me going anywhere, I can then, ease up, but I'm always paying attention. I have a tendency to pay attention to like people's shoes or a hat or different things about different people for whatever reason. I also have a gift to be very drunk and can come back around immediately
Yep, I've seen you
upon
do that.
danger.
I've seen you
Like
do that.
and I'm starting to, I can unhide myself too. I'm getting better at that. I can unhide myself very quickly, not as quick as I might want to. Might take me a little bit because we do kind of, but damn it, I'll drink you under the table and let some shit kick off. And I am in the moment present and everything. So it all just comes with I know how to have a good time, you know, dancing. We've always come to the club together. We always left together. That was always just the thing. Um I was always driving anyway, but we didn't vacation. We used to go on ski trips and things like that. We didn't go to these things for to find a man and to get laid. We just
Right.
that wasn't the goal of the ski trip. We can get laid back home. We can get laid after work, before work, sometimes on your lunch break. It doesn't matter. But we don't travel to do that. Like we weren't looking to find. Listen, every vacation isn't Stella got her groove back.
Mm-mm.
It's just not. Every vacation isn't a girl's trip movie. It isn't that. So my just number one rule is when we are abroad, we going to act like we abroad, and we going to do we somewhere, we're going to respect the rules of the country. I done already smuggled in some weed, so everybody just act like they got some sense because I ride dirty. So let's just all calm down, have a nice time, and the goal is to get the fuck back home. That's just it's just really simple. It's yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that difficult. Like, and most of us are married or in relationship. Like I said, we're not looking to go off the beaten path. We're just not. We're going for the experience and the relaxation or the whatever. So make it fun, but be very, very observant. I'm just that I'm that person. I'm going to be high and fired up, but you best believe I'm paying attention to all shit that's going on, and I'll do a head count on the dance floor. One, two. I can't find the other one. Okay, there she go. And there used to be like four of us that used to roll like that. So doing head counts were easy. And I know that on this floor we dance to the club music, and you're downstairs dancing to reggae music. We're not leaving. We'll find each other when it's lights on. We'll find each other more than likely at the coat check or something like that. Nobody's not going anywhere. We're just not
Mm-mm.
doing it. And I don't roll with those types of people.
Right.
And
Right.
like V said, every time, every time we go against our gut and bring someone new into a travel, something always dangerous kicks off from that. And so your travel group tends to either dwindle down or tighten up, or you just don't have those
No new
issues. So
friends.
like we just don't. First of all, I'm too old to start to get to know somebody. I don't have that much time to invest in. I swear to God, I don't have too much time. Anybody that I meet and befriend right now has to be on the job, and we're just going to see each other for 7 hours of the day.
Yeah.
That's as far as it goes right now. But so I have my people that I will travel with and things like that. So we tend to, I'm at the age now, and I was at the age back then when we just didn't
Yeah.
move like that. We just did
You
not.
gotta
And
have
we
you gotta
traveled.
be of like mind. You gotta travel with people
Mhm.
of like
There
mind, with
you
same
go.
morals, same ethics, but like mind, like to do the same things. Cause this is the thing. If you all like to do pretty much the same kind of stuff,
It's
we ain't
easy.
splitting up, you
Yeah, it's
know?
easy.
Like
And get
if
that
we
shit
all
out the
got the same,
way.
yes,
Talk about it before you go away. This is
Mhm,
what we're going away. This is what we're going to do. Hey, I'm not really for that, so I'm going to hang back. Good, because that's the
Mhm.
safest place for you.
Mhm.
And to be honest, right now, I feel a little bit safer. This is now I'm pivoting. This is now that we're talking about. I am pivoting to I do not feel comfortable in Airbnbs as much as I might have before. And I don't know if it came from that experience, because my experiences in Airbnbs have been really good. However, I'm good on a resort that is responsible for me, and that my travel insurance is connected to.
Mhm.
I can't do Airbnbs anymore, even though I do. But the Airbnbs I do now are in big resorts. Like, and the only Airbnb I do now is Fountain Blue, because I like it, but I can't afford it. So I throw an Airbnb in there and do my thing. But
right.
nonetheless, that's it. And I'm with my husband on that Airbnb. So him and I will do that. But other than that, girlfriends, trips, and stuff like that, I'm not really too interested in Airbnbs anymore. I'll stick with the hotels and resorts that I'm used to. I'm
Yeah,
not chasing
yeah.
no new waterfalls.
So, nieces and nephews, if you take nothing else from this conversation we've had tonight, make sure that you have your rules in place for traveling, whether you're traveling alone, whether you're traveling with friends, whether you're traveling with family, whether you're traveling with a significant other. There needs to be certain safety precautions and rules in place, and you need to make sure that you're following them. And if somebody get a little loosey goosey and drunk or whatever, it's okay to hold them accountable because y'all set them rules before you took that flight or you took that road trip. So they'll be all right once they sober up in the morning. They'll be glad that
They
you
be
had
all
their back.
right.
Cause I
Shit.
y'all already know I'm the accountability partner in the group. I will no, we not doing that. Mm-mm. I don't care if I'm acting like the mom in the group right now. We ain't doing that. I don't care how much happy you are.
You'll
It's
be
not
all right.
happening.
That's it. You'll be okay in the morning. You won't even
Hmm.
remember we had this conversation and that we stopped you from jumping off the bridge. Go sit your ass down somewhere
Right.
and
Mhm. Take you a
take
Exactly.
nap.
this high like a champ. Take this drunk
Right.
like a champ. Put
And
Go
on your
it's
take a
also
nap.
important
PJs.
to remember that you cannot travel with everybody. So just because you're cool with somebody doesn't mean that you travel with them because
Right.
everybody moves differently. Like you could be cool with somebody, you like you said, you got friends at work or you got friends that you hang out and chill with, but that don't mean you need to be traveling with them because
No.
you
Mm-mm.
don't know people are different on vacation and you don't know vacation Glenda. You only know at home, Glenda. You know what I mean? So
And who the hell is Glenda? You talking about Shanika
I'm
and
just
all them? Nah.
I'm just making
Yeah,
up a
that's what you
name. I'm
say.
just making up a name
Okay.
to,
You could have came up with a better name than Glenda. What the hell was you
Yeah, that's
watching? Wicked?
that was in that time.
Wicked or
I
The
didn't want
Wizard
to
of
say
Oz?
no
Which
name.
one?
I didn't want to say no name that I know if somebody be in their feelings or
You can
whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
you can say Shanika, Kalisha, whatever the hell. I don't know. Listen.
Boo Boo the Fool.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Listen.
And then sometimes too, like I indulge in cigars when I'm on vacation.
Mhm.
I don't want to be around a whole bunch of people on vacation that don't smoke. Cause then I'm gonna be mad
Right.
because that's the only time I smoke.
Well, y'all know I don't give
So
a damn if y'all smoke or not. I'm going outside. And one thing, another thing they know I'll do. I'll take
I
my
like to
happy
smoke with
ass
others. I don't
outside.
like to smoke by myself.
But wait, and I'm the one that'll go outside all by myself. I'll be back, y'all. Where's she at? Outside somewhere smoking and be long
Hmm.
gone. So yeah, like I said, I'm the
Before I
one that
can
needs
snatch her up.
supervision, but I am the one that needs supervision, but I am also the one that yeah, I'm safe. I'll be all right. I'll be all right out there.
She my problem child. She my problem child.
I told you I need supervision.
So what's up weekday? What's our I think we got time. We got time. Let's
Okay.
let's let's
Um,
Yeah,
let's
let's
see
hit
what
it.
our laundry what
oh,
our laundry looking
this was
like.
a couple of weeks. We haven't gone to see laundry in a minute, but this was a couple of weeks
Mm-mm.
ago. Somebody wrote this letter. It says, "Hi, aunties. I want to run away. I'm 29-year
Oh,
old
wait.
female. What?
Wait. You said run away
That's what they said. Yeah,
and they
yeah,
29?
yeah,
Let me hit my
yeah.
mute
Oh,
because I got a lot.
okay. So I'm going to tell you, it's first called Bamboozled. It's the name of the letter. Um, so that might clear some things up for you. So it says, I'm 29-year-old female and have been in a relationship for 7 years. My boyfriend and I have been together since college. A year ago, I had the chance of a lifetime in my career. My employer offered me a promotion and relocation to another state. I was so excited. I came home and told him. I thought he would be excited too. This would give him an opportunity to find a new job since he hated the one he's currently in. Well, I was shocked when he said he did not want to move away from our families and his job. I thought this would be a chance for us to start with our own lives. We were talking about getting married for the last 2 years. He told me I was being selfish and how could I have said yes without considering him. We argued every day after I made the decision. I left 2 weeks later and we broke up the day I left. Okay. Fast forward. He contacted me after 6 months. He told me he had made a terrible mistake and wanted to see me. I was not really dating. I was still heartbroken. I did manage to meet people and started building relationships and friendships. I informed him to come. Well, he came and he's not left. He found a job and we settled into what I remember was great about the relationship until now. Last week, some woman showed up at my doorstep. Of course, she was big and pregnant. She claimed that he left her the minute she told him she was pregnant. She also let me know they had been dating for 2 years. I'm devastated. I do not know how to handle this. He is asking to stay until he finds a place. He's saying he never would have moved this far and he needs time to find a place. I want him out of my life, but I feel guilty that he will not have any place to live. I cannot believe this is happening to me. What to do? He deceived me. I believe he was my person. Uh, Girl, I don't know why you ain't got them trash bags already at the damn stoop. Cause they would have been there, girl. No, listen. I don't give a damn where you going. Listen, fine. You know what? They always got a vacant fucking box out there. Somebody always buying a refrigerator, and they got a refrigerator box out there. Go grab you one
They got the
and take your damn.
YMCA. Ain't that what
That's
that's
right.
for? Wasn't that
Yeah.
for the YMCA
Yeah.
was for homeless people?
That's
Put
right.
them in one.
Listen. Listen. There's a
I'm
place. There's a
crying.
place, but it can't be my place. And like I said, there's a box with your fucking name on it. Every major city has an underpass where there's a tent community. They will take
She
your
done
fucking
put his
ass in.
Why can't he
Okay.
just go back with the pregnant lady?
She
No,
don't want
because
him either.
she don't want to meet him. I mean, let's just say this. Did you understand that she had been dating this guy for 7 years, and for 2 years he had been with somebody else? This is why he never wanted to leave. Okay, I'm
But
going to
she
be real quick
started
with I
out the
say this.
letter. She started out the letter. I want to run away
Well, I think she
Because
wants
she's
to run
not bold
away,
enough to
brilliant
put that
enough
nigga
to
out the
tell.
house.
That's right.
because she
That's what it
just said
is.
she felt guilty. Remove
Yeah,
the guilt,
guilt.
and all
What
the rest
guilt?
will fall
What
into
guilt?
place.
What guilt? It is. I'm serious. What guilt? What guilt is there?
You
There's
just
no
asked
guilt
this
to have.
dude, did he want to come? He asked to come visit. He didn't ask to move
Yeah,
in.
just one
He
glance.
just
No,
moved in.
There you go. There
So
you
I
go.
don't
he
understand
moved
why
in.
you can't tell him this visit is now over.
Over. This not even a visit. You were hiding. This mofo had been hiding from the other chick. That's all it was. He just was running away from his responsibility. Let's really talk about what we're dealing with here, girl. This man did not want to come and live with you either. He's running
I
away.
hope she got some brothers or something. Maybe
But
she got a brother
reality,
or a few cousins or something.
the reality
He
is, I
got to
think,
go.
to me, if you were grown enough to leave this motherfucker and take on this new job responsibility, then you should be
Yes.
woman enough to tell him to get the fuck out.
It was easy
Mm-mm.
the first time. It's just like riding a bike, bitch. Get up
Yep.
on.
Girl, listen, it never should change. So, personally, sweetie, run away for what? Where you running to?
And
Put that
kudos to
ass
you
out.
for giving it a chance.
Yeah.
Kudos to you for giving it a
No,
chance and letting him come
ain't no
visit. You
kudos.
seen what it was.
He could
But
have came visit.
that was
He could have
her.
came
That
visit for.
was her.
You only come to visit for a booty call, because really, that's the only time I would let you come. And it better have
Well,
been
maybe
good.
that's what it was.
No, no,
I think what
niggas
it
messing
was
up your
is that
pH
she
balance.
loved him. I think what it
Right.
was is that she was still in love with this man. It had been 6 months. They had been together for 7 years. You don't get over someone that quickly. He was
No,
saying all the right words. So she says, okay, you can come. Let's see if we can rekindle things. I
Right.
understand that. I totally understand.
I'm
But
with
when this
that.
man showed you who he was a second time, now you the fool. You got to put this man out the house. Point blank, period. There should be no question about this. His shit should have been packed. While that woman was standing at your door, you should have left her standing there and started packing
uh,
his shit and throwing it
uh,
out.
And how much shit did he have? He was only coming to visit. It ain't that
Well, he remember he
much.
moved in and he got a he
he
got he
moved
got
in.
a
He got a
job and
job.
everything.
Oh, that's
He
right.
was
I
trying
see.
to
I
stay.
done forgot all the. I done forgot all of that when the pregnant lady showed up.
And so my problem is that you don't have nowhere to live, but you got a job.
I wouldn't care if you ain't had nowhere to live.
It didn't matter to me. It
No,
does not
But
matter.
that's why you can't be
girl.
moving people in your house
Uh-uh.
that you
That's
ain't
right.
got no serious commitment with. Because then when you mad, by law, you can't get them out as easily as you would like to.
Girl, let me tell you, listen to her, because I could tell you a story about at the courtroom, okay? At the courthouse, okay?
You
About trying
can't
to move
stay
somebody
here.
out.
You can't have no drawer here.
Mm,
Don't leave no
no,
toothbrush here. You need to be out my
no,
house every night. You can go out and come back in, but you
that's
got
right.
to
Yeah.
leave at some point within that 24-hour period. I'm
The
sorry.
minute
No.
You
I
ain't
see you
even
bring it,
coming back in. You got to
the minute,
go
you got
So
to
I'm
go.
now.
Yep. The minute I see a duffel bag, I'm like, okay, where the fuck you going with
The
that?
minute I saw a big belly heifer at
That's right.
my doorstep,
Yeah.
she said
that
big
was then.
belly
No,
At the
let me just,
doorstep.
like I said, the minute that you brought a duffel bag and I'm looking at that bag and looking at you, you could have left that shit outside. Because the only thing that you bringing is a toothbrush and a pair of drawers. Because I'm hoping you're gonna wash your ass after I get you the fuck out of here. After I got my wig tossed, I don't have no time for. I know that what you're saying about the
I
7
would have
years.
taken
Uh,
I would have taken a 2 week cuddle.
yeah,
I would have
yeah.
taken the but that would
The
And
have
I
only
think
reason
two
why,
no.
weeks is the max. I think after that two
yeah,
week mark,
Yeah,
that's when the law
that's it.
starts to kick in. You
yeah,
got two
yeah.
weeks max, then you got to,
That's it.
like I
That's
said,
it.
you
That's
got
what
to
my
go. If we still cool, you can go. You come back in a couple days and we can do this 2 weeks
And what
again, but you
made you
gotta.
think that I would never find out that you have a
It had
whole
been two
child?
years. It had been two
Really?
years. So I mean, he probably meant it stupid. He's like, okay, I
Yeah,
done
but
got away with it this long.
Mm-hmm.
no.
I'ma just love bomb her. I'ma tell her that I wanted
Yeah.
her and I don't know what I did and oh my god, I want to be with you. I made a bad mistake. And then I'ma
Yeah.
just go on over here and start my own life and forget that that woman and that baby exists. Girl, run.
Child, fast, Forrest.
Yeah.
So, child, listen. Hopefully we were able to give you some advice. I know that we were a little chatty about your situation and God bless
Mm.
you and all, but no,
Mm-mm.
you have gone and made a life for
That's the
yourself somewhere
advice.
new. Do not let this man interrupt that. You should not feel like running from a place that you went to start your life anew. F him. Put him out the house. All this shit. Like Bookworm said, if you having some issues, call your brothers, your cousins, uncles, somebody, and
Somebody.
handle your business. But he got to go by any means
Girl,
necessary.
BJ's has the hefty bags on sale. If you got BJ's card, take that coupon, get you that big old box and
He
start
probably
packing
didn't
that
even
shit
got
and
that much stuff
See,
because
I was going to
he was
say,
running, so he probably don't even have that much stuff.
right, right.
He
He
don't even
was
need no
on the
U-Haul truck.
move.
yeah.
He
Oh,
was
he was
on the
definitely running.
move. He was on
And
the
I'm
move.
gonna tell you something.
I'll be
I mean, I'm
damned.
gonna let it go. Let it go, but I'm gonna tell you, family always know. Ladies,
Hmm.
Yeah,
the family,
yeah.
his family always know about the creeping,
Yep.
and they were the ones that told Big Old Prager where he was
Where he
at.
Where he
was.
was. Yep. That's how she
Yeah,
found him.
Yeah, that's
that's how you
how.
found him. Cause
Oh,
family don't
loosey goosey.
don't think that, oh, we cool, his sister cool, and be cautious. Cause family always know about the cheating,
Hmm.
always, and they'll smile in your face and all the time backstabbing. Family knew.
Ooh,
Yep. All
Mm-mm-mm.
right. So if you have a question, then I thought this laundry was just a little. That hot laundry was.
that was a
I mean, you just need to
whoo.
throw that laundry out. Them stains ain't
Mhm,
coming out.
No,
mm-mm.
Um.
no
So
bleach can help this.
if you have a question you want the aunties to answer, feel free to reach out to us. As you can tell, we are going to give you our true thoughts that come to our head immediately and not process how to eloquently say that to you. But we gonna get you on the right path. Okay, we just do it in auntie fashion. So email us at three aunties and a mic at gmail.com or DM us on any social media platform at three aunties and a mic. The three is spelled out THREE. For those loyal listeners, thank you, thank you, thank you for always tuning in. For the newbies, welcome. Make sure you like us, stream us on YouTube, follow us on your favorite podcast streaming platform, and don't be a stranger. Until next time, ladies, peace and love.
We love you, nieces and nephews.
Smooches.